Round here, them guns get the last word.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to do a follow-up video and talk about the popularity statistics that we got sort of at the end of December, at the end of the year 2021. I did two videos, one where I broke down the popularity spreadsheet that we got. We got this big spreadsheet, and I basically went through and talked about how a lot of characters went up, a lot of characters went down, and just the popularity of many different characters, basically how that would transfer into Tekken 8, right? We talk about Tekken 8 base roster, and that popularity sheet gave us a pretty good idea as to what to expect and what not to expect. The second video I did where I talked about sort of the problems with ranked. When we look at these statistics, we were able to see which characters dominates in which ranks, and I was sort of just explaining why I think that is. Even though that was purely my opinion, I strongly believe that some of the characters are designed to do exactly what they are doing. And something that I left out for both videos, which is why I'm making this one, I left out the original person who created the statistics. They went through step by step and broke down the rank reset, Tekken got Omega. They had a little thing in there on Leta, character popularity. They have a few things in here that I want to read and sort of see, because it's one thing to get my perspective on it, right? A person who just plays online, but to get the person's perspective who gathered all this data. I think this is going to be very interesting to see what I believe the person's name is Obla, to see what Obla has to say about Tekken right now. But before we do that, I seen this quick little graph and I want to show it to you guys. Tekken 7 is by far the biggest fighting game right now. Now, the screenshot says, as the newest game on the list, it's no surprise to see Guilty Gear retaining its edge over Street Fighter V for the number 2 position with 2,522 player average and a peak of 7,690 peak over the past 30 days. So what you see here, the red is the peak. That means the highest players on at one time the past 30 days. The yellow is like the concurrent numbers. That's like if you turn on your game, that's how much people would be online right now. And Tekken 7 is 4,400. That's nearly double the second place, which is Guilty Gear Strive at 2,500. So Tekken 7, it's 7 years old, but boy, is a whole lot of people still playing this game. That's why I was such a strong believer that they were going to do a season 5, because it's not like Tekken 7 is dead. It's not like a lot of people gave up on the game. It's still doing super successful, right? The next screenshot I want to show you, it says, if we loosen our definition of fighting games just a bit to include arena and platform fighters, the top 10 charts actually changes pretty significantly, because some people say Smash isn't a fighting game, Brawlhalla, the Nickelodeon stuff, some people say those aren't fighting games. I'm not going to debate that here, but if we add those, you can see Brawlhalla is huge, 26,000 peak player count on at one time. This is the rough estimate of how many people is 15,000, right? So when you add in these non-fighting games or these platform games, the number is way greater. And this is why I never really understand why people try to boot out games like Smash and Brawlhalla and the Nickelodeon game. Having these games a part of the FGC means the FGC is bigger as a whole, right? Why would you boot out the biggest game of the group, right? You're going to kick out a big chunk of the player base just because of like greed or just because of like pride. I don't know. I never understood that. If it's not a fighting game, so be it. It's like the more the merrier is how I see it. As many people as you can get inside that room to watch those trailers, to watch that Tekken 7 Mortal Kombat, the better. So if they play Tetris or if they play Guilty Gear or Brawlhalla or whatever, you know, who cares? That's how I always seen it. But let's get into this popularity discussion. Part 3, the finale. Now, like I said, we're going to be talking about Obla's personal thoughts. Obla gathered all the data. You heard my thoughts. You heard like Frame Whisper. I'm pretty sure by this time Main Man would have made a video. Let's look at Obla's personal thoughts. It says, as usual, here's some personal thoughts and observation on the rank reset. It's been a long time now since the season 4 rank reset. At this point, the rank reset is completely pointless. We now have more Tekken God Primes than we have before the reset. We now have more Tekken God Omegas than we had Tekken God Primes in Season 2. We're still not at a point where Fujin is choke point for ranks, but the drop off in the player base after it is very dramatic. So what is this saying? The rank reset was complete garbage, useless, and I called it. I said that 4 or 5 ranks is not enough. If you're going to reset the ranks, you have to start it from scratch, and even then, not eliminating the ability to cheat and to plug would immediately destroy it anyways, and that's what happened. More people are Tekken God Omega right now than people were Tekken God Prime in Season 2. That right there is absurd. That means it's so much easier to climb the ranks than it was in Season 2. I was watching Ares play and he jumped up like 7 ranks in like 2 hours, and he was complaining that everyone online were scrubs. And that's true, the ranks is definitely destroyed. But let's look at the next one. On Tekken God Omega has gone from 0.9% to 26%. That's almost triple. That is massive, and I think it indicates that the grind for Tekken God Omega isn't that big of a deal over such a long period of time. We've also seen people like Knee achieve Tekken God Omega on all characters, so the pristine of that rank has diminished. And that's the thing. Tekken God Omega was created for people like Knee and all these elite players who complain that rank is useless. It still is useless. The pay to win DLC and the cheating is just so rampant that it will diminish any sort of competitive integrity Tekken has. You cannot have competitive they really have to overhaul everything in Tekken 8. Break down the whole online structure and rebuild it. That's the only way you will have a competitive integrity. Now on Leta, I wasn't surprised to find out that Leta wasn't super popular. I was surprised to find out how unpopular she actually was. I haven't encountered Leta much at all since the first week of her release. I guess that goes to show what kind of a character she is. She benefits greatly from lack of knowledge and people hesitating in the face of her offense. But once you know what to do, she's not that threatening. I think this is a good sign. They finally released a DLC character that isn't either OP, broken, or a degenerate. A small part of my trust in Bandai Namco has been restored. Now, I have to disagree with this. I agree that Leta is a character that if you freeze, she will kill you. And that's the same with Fakaram and Leroy Smith. These characters will pressure. And as soon as you break, that is the moment that you die. As soon as you hesitate, you die, right? And I always have to go back to tournaments, right? Because people, they act like tournaments is the holy grail. Even though 99.9% of Tekken players never played in a tournament, they act like tournaments is all that matters. So if we look at tournaments, Leta and Kunimitsu are dominating. If we look at win rate statistics, these are official statistics for Tekken. Kunimitsu and Leta were 1 and 2. There's no way people can justify these characters not being paid to win. Dominates tournaments and they dominate online. What more do you need as proof? Next, you have on character popularity. A lot of surprises here. The biggest gainers this time around are Kunimitsu, Fang, Claudio / Lily. Kunimitsu being popular doesn't surprise me. She's just taken a bit of time to find her right place. I felt that there were a lot more Fangs around. So seeing that he's actually going up in popularity wasn't surprising. Claudio and Lily are kind of weird to me. I'm not sure what's going on with them. Also, good job, Armor King mains. You're true heroes. You've Shining Wizard the Cancer. Make me want to main Armor King. Now talking about what this part here, I kind of did this in the other 2 videos, so I'll make it short. Kunimitsu, I think, yes, it took her a while to really find her place, but I think Kunimitsu is just a very strong character and people know she's strong. Fang, if you buff a character and make him a monster, then of course people will play it. Claudio, I've always said that Claudio is one of the most dangerous characters in the game. His win rate, he's always been top 5. Lately he's been like 6 or 7, but never has Claudio been outside of the top 10 win rates online. Lily, I think Lily got buffed. It may have been slightly, but Lily is just an insanely popular character for whatever reason. Armor King, no need to explain that. He got buffed, so of course people will play him. The final piece from Obla. On making this time around, I tried to focus mostly on making stuff as automated as possible. I made some changes and looked into streamline making the images and getting the data. I even wrote myself a nearly 10-page guide in LaTeX on how to use the spreadsheet as far as things visible to go outside. I added one new chart, changed the way the individual character pictures were laid out, and added one tiny polish with various places. I've seen a lot of people sort of trying to put doubt on the statistics or the popularity spreadsheets. I have one comment here. This is not accurate. It only counts for PC. I think this statement is kind of flawed. I don't think we should view this as not accurate because it's only for PC. I think we should use this as sort of a benchmark, as a way to sort of measure the whole game overall. If these things are taking place in PC, I'm pretty sure PlayStation and Xbox is also doing the same. Yes, there may be a few things here, like for example, Law was like 17 on Xbox, he may be 13. You know, there may be some different things here and there, but I don't think we should say, oh, this is not accurate because it's not PlayStation. I think that is hugely discrediting the effort, the statistics, the data, and just online period. We all see these, we all get the same patch notes. We're all playing pretty much the same game. So if one person is fighting away in PC, you have to imagine. So if Armor King is dominating in PC, you have to imagine that the PlayStation and Xbox community are pretty much doing the same, more or less. It may be, you know, 2 or 3 places change, but I would no way say this information is not accurate or try to discredit it. But that is it. I just wanted to do this because I thought this would be interesting to talk about. The rank reset, pretty useless. Tekken God Omega, pretty useless. Leta, broken OP. Character popularity, it definitely was some prizes in there. But that is it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. See you next time. Bye bye.